Good morning. Today I'll be speaking about public service announcement, and it's about hunger. I'll start with food insecurity. Global hunger refers to limited or unreliable access to foods that are safe and nutritionally adequate. Some 795 million people in the world do not have food to live a healthy and active life. Actually, people do ask, what is hunger? Hunger and appetite are so closely linked that any discussion of one requires a precise definition of the other. According to one perspective, the two experiences differ similar in terms of quantity, with appetite being a weak form of hunger. And I'll move now to cases of hunger in the world. I'll start with Asia. In Asia, 519.6 million adults and children consume insufficient calories, accounting for around 12% of the total population, with a score of 30.9. Southern Asia has the highest global hunger index, indicating serious level of hunger. And you have cases in Africa as well. Hunger is on the rise in Africa at an alarming rate. In 2019, 234 million people in sub-Saharan Africa were chronically malnourished, the highest number in any area. In Africa as a whole, 250 million people were hungry, accounting for approximately 20% of the population. This analysis of hunger in the world, despite the fact that more than enough food is produced around the world to sustain the world's population, up to 811 million people go hungry. After a decade of steady decline, world hunger is on the rise, affecting 9.9% of world's population. Between 2019 and 2020, the number of people who are undernourished increased by up to 161 million. A catastrophe fueled in part by conflict, climate change, and the COVID-19 pandemic. The different places affected by global hunger are depicted in the diagram below. In the terms of politics, the country is probably more stable than the others. On this list, Zambia, on the other hand, is grappling with serious poverty concerns due to Gambia's economic weakness. Despite the government's attempts, many children suffer from chronic malnutrition, with the majority surviving on 1 or 2 meals each day. Example of some places affected by global hunger is Yemen. Yemen is suffering from severe famine. Around 41% of Yemen's population is food insecure, and the country's malnutrition rates are among the highest in the world. To make matters worse, the country is dealing with not only food insecurity and rising food costs, but also civil war, large-scale displacement, endemic poverty, and an influx of refugees and migrants. Another example is Ethiopia. Even though Ethiopia's economic situation has significantly improved, it still faces challenges such as political and civil unrest. low literacy rates, high poverty, and the most alarming factor of all, Ethiopia has been afflicted by famine for nearly 3 decades. Malnutrition and starvation are both prevalent in this area. There are some major ways to fight against hunger. You have reducing food waste, supporting hygiene and sanitation, improving food storage, controlling infestations and crop infections, disaster risk reduction, responding to food migration, fostering gender equality, and supporting hygiene and sanitation. So that's the end of my public service announcement.